Hey, what's going on guys, Chris here, and in this Battlefield Hardline weapon guide, I'll be going over the HCAR battle rifle. Only the cops can use the gun without a weapon license, and you'll also have to play as an enforcer. The weapon costs $37,200, so it's not cheap, and you'll probably have to play a good few matches before you can buy it. So let's go over all the stats first. Without attachments, the HCAR's got a maximum damage of 43, which starts to drop off at about 20 meters. And its minimum damage is 24, and this is dealt at 50 meters or over. All of the battle rifles have the same damage model, so this means that it should take a maximum of 3 bullets to kill within 36 meters, and 4 bullets after this. So just like the other battle rifles, the damage output is quite high. Firing at 450 rounds per minute, the HCAR is the slowest firing battle rifle of the lot, but because it fires a little bit slower, you might find that the gun becomes a little bit more manageable. It's got a muzzle velocity of 600 meters per second, so it's faster than the HCAR H, but not quite as quick as the HK51. 600 meters per second is still quite high though compared to other weapons in the game, so it shouldn't be too hard to trace targets that are running or at a distance. The recoil pattern for the HCAR is actually quite controllable. It has an upwards kick of 0.7 and a left and rightwards movement of 0.2. So in typical battle rifle fashion, the gun's mainly going to pop upwards, though it's still got the lowest vertical recoil out of all the others. The 0.2 horizontal recoil is also quite low, and because it's equally 0.2 both left and right, the HCAR should mainly move upwards, making the recoil pattern a lot more predictable and accurate. It's got a first shot multiplier of 1.1, which is the same as the other enforcer rifles, so your gun will kick a bit more for its first shot, but it won't be enough to throw your shots completely off target. In a normal magazine for the HCAR, you'll be given 31 bullets, so 10 more bullets than you get with the other battle rifles. And because the gun fires at a slower rate and has a slightly more precise recoil pattern, these magazines should last you longer than one of the other enforcer rifles magazines. That said, it does have the longest reload time out of all of them, with a 2.6 second empty mag reload and a 2.05 second reload with bullets left in your last clip. These times are a little bit longer than the other rifles, but not enough to cause too much drama. You probably won't even notice much of a difference between them. So with all the stats out of the way, when it comes to the attachments, the compensator is going to be a really good choice for the muzzle. This will drop that vertical recoil down by 40%, from 0.7 to 0.42. This should make the weapon a lot easier to control and allow you to fire for longer in full auto, without having to readjust your sights back onto your target after every couple of shots. There's a slight penalty to the horizontal recoil, giving you an extra 15% movement both left and right, but because the left and right values are equal, it shouldn't really affect your overall accuracy too much. When choosing which underbarrel attachment to go for though, the angle grip might be a good option for the HCAR, especially if you're tap firing to go for those longer range kills. You'll probably be tap firing and burst firing quite a lot with the gun's heavy vertical recoil, just so you're not looking at the sky every few seconds. It'll lower the first shot multiplier by 33%, so your first shot that you fire is going to be helped out a lot by this. The HCAR's also got a relatively high spread increase per shot of 0.3, and it's the highest of all the battle rifles, so perhaps even the stubby grip might help your bullet groupings get a little bit closer together when firing in full auto. When used with a compensator, the stubby grip could be a good choice for dealing with other players at closer ranges. So as a quick summary, the HCAR is a slow firing battle rifle that can only be used on an enforcer loadout. Only the law enforcement faction, aka the police, can use it, and it's a hard hitting weapon that should be able to kill your enemies in 3 or 4 bullets over all ranges. The recoil pattern is probably the best out of the other battle rifles, though it will still kick vertically quite a lot, so some attachment could be slapped on there to improve the gun and make it more controllable. The HCAR's got an extra 10 bullets over the other enforcer rifles, but with the cost of a slightly lower fire rate and a tiny bit longer reload time. That said, the HCAR should be quite easy to use, and although it's slow, it's also steady. It's got a good balance of power and controllability that makes it got a strong choice in the right hands. So that's basically the HCAR in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed this weapon guide. Make sure you give this video a like if you did, and that would be much appreciated. And also check out loads of other weapon guides on Battlefield Hardline while you're here. Subscribe to see plenty more on my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.